the shotgun guys where it only pops out like 4 of them versus like the 30 mobs. You clearly
Okay.
have an advantage.
Huh.
But the thing I was like kind of toying with on this one is like going with the turrets and like the turret up, like extra turret. And like
Uh-huh.
whenever there was a straggler, I would drop a turret behind me to like pick up, like, you know, let him fight with that while I just kept moving.
Yeah.
So that seemed to work well. But I'm pretty sure that's how Chaos keeps destroying the board, because he always plays Murmur,
Uh-huh.
and she leaves those copies down, you know. So like he
Right.
can just make a copy and bail and just keep moving.
Mm,
It's
interesting.
fucking it's just it's the level of competition is insane now. Like it was always like it wasn't hard at first. I
Mm-hmm.
would just go on and do a quick clear, but like even then I was doing like some of my best clears before this were like, I don't know, like 19 minutes, 18 minutes. This is substantially faster than that, and like it's still only good for 10th. It's crazy.
It's crazy
I
too
think
because like you know, once it opens up to even a bigger player base, you know what I mean? Like I'm guessing the player
yeah.
base is still, you know, fairly small, so
Well, it's definitely getting bigger because now the top 25% um is, let's see, like enough people are putting in challenge runs now that, like, let's see, it goes to 4 3 4 3 1 2. So like the 19th person now is still the top 25%. So that just means,
mm,
you know, there's more people putting in times.
right. That's interesting, man.
Yeah. There's definitely not, I mean, it's a small fraction still of how many people play the game, you know, because
Right.
there's only 74 times total on here, and I haven't been watching to see how many like there were in the past. I'm gonna
Yeah.
start trying to keep an eye on that. But it's interesting. Like when I first started playing Superior, I was not interested at all in the competitive challenges. But then
Mm-hmm.
when I started playing it, it made me so much better. Like, you
Mm,
know what I mean?
yeah.
Like 'cause I always had like good shooter chops, especially on a computer. But I it just made me so much more efficient. So
Right.
it's, but I don't know if other people are, you know, just kind of like how when I first started, I was not interested at all in competing.
Right.
Scuzzy was the one that got me into it. He's like, dude, you could put down a good time, just go do it. And I was like, all right. So I just did it one time, and I was like 3rd place or 4th place or something. So,
Now you're
but
focusing on them competitions.
well, I just
What's up,
wonder,
Zoro?
like I said, how many people are playing Superior but not competing, you know, because they're scared.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna
Kind
like
of
I
like
said,
in like we're doing jujitsu. You know, how many people do jujitsu but don't want to compete?
right.
It's
Yeah, people just
interesting.
gotta try it out.
When's the last time you competed, Josh?
Man, when I was competing a lot in blue. I think I may have competed at purple belt maybe once or twice, but most of my competitions were at blue belt. I was actually just watching a little recap video because I found at least most of my old competition footage,
Mm,
and I made a little compilation just for me
that's cool.
that goes over like all of like from white belt all the way up.
That's
And I
cool.
was like, oh shit, I competed more than I thought. But yeah, at a certain point, because like what happens too is that like
Well,
it's almost
don't
like
you get paired with black belts now that you're brown?
no, not necessarily. I mean, for the most part they try to. It depends on the tournament, but like when it's the more unofficial tournaments or maybe the rules are a little bit more lax, then if you pay to compete and then there's no one in your bracket, then they'll ask you, hey, you know, well we got this guy at a different level or a different weight, and then it's your choice to compete. But if it's like something like IBJJF, it's like super official.
Hmm.
Like you'll know months ahead of time or even weeks, you know, if you have anyone in your bracket, and they won't let you just kind of
Do you
compete
have
with
to weigh
anyone.
in, or you just enter? You just like put in your weight and they don't check you?
No, yeah, you weigh in. And then it really depends on the tournament. So, like IBJJF, you weigh in the morning of, so you can't
The
really,
year. kind of rehydrate, but not really well.
Right, exactly. And then other ones you can go in the night before, like at 6 p.m. and weigh
That
in,
seems
which gives you
better
more
or
time.
healthier at least. Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that, like, I mean, in general, weight cutting is just unhealthy, but it's one of those things that like always gives you an edge because
Yeah.
everyone's
Well,
doing it.
that's the problem with it is that if everybody didn't do it, then it would be much more fair or realistic.
Exactly.
But it's
That's
like
pretty much the
once people
problem.
start kind of cheating, then you know what I mean. You have to cheat to even be competitive.
Exactly. So like you just it becomes a game of optimization, which is kind
Yeah.
of like why I stopped competing. Not necessarily because of the weight cutting. It's just that you get to a certain like when you start jiu-jitsu, you get excited about it and you want to compete, you want to do all this stuff and like try all the crazy moves. But then like you like, all right, well, am I trying to be like a top competitor? Because there are guys like you'll go to a tournament and then you're gonna go against guys that they train basically
They can
competitive.
read jiu-jitsu. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, they basically like go in there and they have exact game plans and they train for that moment. And so that's a little different than
At
just
least
going in
you're
and
not
trying to
doing full
compete.
MMA though, because you either have to decide that you're going to be a champion, or you're just going to get the shit kicked out of you and have all this long-term damage.
Yeah, exactly. So and when I used to I trained boxing a little when I was like a teenager, and that's kind of
I
why I
remember
stopped
you
too,
saying.
because like it was like it's not, there's no point in taking any head trauma if you're not trying to be like a professional boxer. You know what I mean? Like even
Yeah,
just light
for sure.
sparring,
That was
there's no
that
point.
was before like even a lot of stuff was really, well, there was really solid science behind it all too when you were training.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
But you were still smart enough to realize like I'm not going to be a prize fighter, so what am I doing?
yeah, it's similar to certain games too. Like I might like some games get so competitive to a certain point where like you can't just jump in and have a casual game because
Nope, you
like
sure
especially
can't.
with shooters, like you'll jump in and these
That's
motherfuckers
how.
are like at
Yeah.
competitive levels and you're like, man, I can't even like just have
Yeah,
fun. Like this is
when I was in Cal I, that's like the invite league for
yeah,
Counter Strike. Like that's the other thing too is that like when you're playing like at that level too, everybody's an assassin. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like every single person is the top of their game. So it's
right.
like it's almost just like it just becomes like almost like reflex measurement. You know what I mean? Because everybody, if you played with people in Cal, you'd be like everybody's hacking because that's how fucking good they are. Like just the amount of headshots and shit they can pull off with split second notice. It's crazy.
Dude, I watch like my enjoyment now comes like from watching some of those clips because I'm like, how the fuck? Like, first off, sometimes I'm like, how did they even see him or react that fast? And then, like, when they just get these shots off, I'm like, bro, like, I'm not even
Like scope kills and shit. Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
watching it. Like, I didn't even see it. You know what I mean? And like, they saw it, they aimed, they shot, they fired, they got the hit, and I'm like, dude, I wouldn't even last.
I remember when I was playing Counter Strike at that level, like competitively, like going to tournaments and stuff.
Yeah,
Um, it was it was like you get into like a funk too, like almost like you know how they talk about Joe's talked about like flow state and stuff. You definitely get into that playing shooters at that level because like
mm-hmm.
you'll start just murking people without even like you're not even actively thinking about it. You're just doing it, and it's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
reflex.
So
Yeah,
it's a weird. It's cool. It's a dope set, but I will say that like if you start playing like if you're having like a bad day or something, you can't get into that state. It sucks, and then that whole day is shot.
yeah. I mean, and that happens, in like in the physical too. Like in jujitsu,
Yeah.
that happens. You know what I
Oh, I'm
mean? Like you
sure.
get in a
I'm sure.
fucking state where like sometimes I'll go in and I'll have bad days where I'm like, fuck, I just got murdered by everybody. Some days I'll go in, I'm just like top dog, and I'm like, all right, well, I was feeling good that day, but yeah,
Do
that
you find
happens
yourself
in games.
at your level, Josh? Do you find yourself in jujitsu? Do you find yourself doing more fundamental moves or doing more technical, crazier shit?
No, fundamental for sure. Where that's what's funny, like, cause like you when I was younger, or not, it's not about being younger. It's like when you first start out, you're so excited about it and like all the different cool moves that you can do, and sometimes you just want to do all the cool stuff like flying arm bars or whatever, and so you have like this wide move set that is half-ass trained.
Yeah, that
And
basically you're kind of jack of all trades but master of none.
exactly. So you really are kind of just average or below average because when you get to the purple level, that's when you start like fine tuning your game. You get to purple, and then you understand where your style is more, and then in brown you really kind of fine tune that. And
Are
then
you still
like,
training?
say it again.
Are you still training?
Yeah, I train, but I don't train as much because the like my job just doesn't like because I'm driving from all these different places
Yeah.
throughout the day. Like sometimes I'll have like jobs in Boynton or Delray, which is past Brazilian top team, and then like on my way back because he schedules like the later jobs closer to my house. I'll have to go back by my house from Delray, and then have to go back to BTT and Boca is such a fucking pain in the ass, especially during like 5 o'clock traffic.
Yeah.
So I try to train when I can, but I haven't trained in a while. Surprisingly though, and here's the thing, like my fundamentals are so good, no, and not to brag, but they're just
No.
so ingrained that like
You've been this assassin on the map for a long time, dude. It's in your brown belt, so like you're not bragging. You know what I mean? That's
right.
just the nature
Well,
of the time that you put in.
Well, yeah. Well, and the thing is, like, now I can take long periods of time off, go, and then not feel like I took that time off. Like I still have
I see what you're
all
saying.
the
Like,
fundamentals in there.
a lot of it's still like kind of muscle memory, reactionary.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like ingrained in me, and so it doesn't.
Like the openings and stuff. You like know like okay, this is what I'm gonna do.
Exactly. And
But you
it's
don't have to
almost
like
better
make it
sometimes because
work.
I go, and some people have been there training for a few months, or a few months longer, and so I don't see them for a long time, and so they improve a lot. And so when I get to go, I get to experience like a better version of them versus like,
That's
if you go every single day, like they slowly
yeah,
progress.
yeah.
So
Do you
that's
find
also the
yourself
interesting.
hitting as many plateaus as you did in the lower belts or no?
The plateaus are interesting. I mean, the plateaus have always been interesting for me because the way that it's always worked for me is like I've hit plateaus at every belt range, and then all of a sudden something clicks, and then it just kind of I get past it, and it's weird. It's just sometimes it's like the tiniest move that like something in my brain is like, oh, now I understand it, and then
Yeah,
that improves your
yeah.
game.
I will say the thing I liked about training all the time was how some of like when I first started, I didn't really like doing all the drills that we did every day, but then like it started like I noticed it when like I got to blue. It's like, oh, like you those like you're drilling it over and over because like you find those openings when you're rolling, and then it's like, oh, now's the time for that thing.
Exactly. Yep. That you have to just ingrain
But
those
I
things.
will say, as I was exiting, or like not exiting, but basically when I just got too injured to be doing it all the time and didn't have insurance and stuff. But
Mhm.
like when I did exit jujitsu, um I actually preferred doing like like almost I don't know what I'd call it, but like kind of like rubber rolling, where it's like you're not going full clip with someone, but
Mhm.
you're just kind of being able to move with
Flow roll.
yeah, yeah, and like have like a warm body that's still trying to defend, but like it's just nice and smooth. You're not trying to sit there and jerk strength over leverage and shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. Those
Those
are
they were the most
beneficial.
informative for me. Like I learned the most doing that. Like, oh, okay, like you know what I mean? And then like starting in positions you wouldn't want to be in. That's the number one takeaway for me from jujitsu was like getting comfortable being uncomfortable. That was the weirdest thing for me.
Well,
Or like
that's the
most
key, bro. Like that, if you look at white belts, you'll see that that's basically what they're when you get to blue and purple, like that is what's happening. It's not necessarily that you're improving your move set. It's like a lot of it is that you're really comfortable in uncomfortable positions, and so therefore you do not panic, and
yeah, the
you
fight or
start
flight
thinking
doesn't
more.
set in as much.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's pretty much what happens, and it's essentially what you need. Like, because if you look at a white belt compared to a black belt rolling, A white belt is huffing and puffing and like spazzing and scrambling, and a black belt, like, they're breathing through their nose, they're calm, they
Yeah,
look like in
they're
their
just
bad
letting
positions, but they're
they're
cool.
letting you do it all the time too. Like I remember rolling with God, I can't remember his name. He was a black belt that used to come by top team every now and then. Really nice guy, but
Hmm.
he would I would roll with him, and like he never made me feel like, oh, you're a little bitch. You know what I mean? Like he was always really cool and like helping me along the way while I was rolling. You know,
Yeah.
and getting into that non-panic mode.
Yeah, that's pretty much the key. Because the key with jujitsu, like, what people forget is like, it's not being able to like submit your opponent. It's being able to survive. So it's built for the smaller guys. So like, it's built so that if someone wants to do harm to you, you're able to stop them from doing harm to you. Not necessarily that you're able to do harm to them. So if you can stop someone bigger than you from doing any harm to you, then you have success. You're successful in jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So a lot of that is being calm in those uncomfortable situations and just knowing what to restrain from your opponent. If you can just take away his arms so that he can't do anything with them, well, now you're at this like standstill and you have successfully stopped him from being able to do any harm to you.
yeah.
And that's the key, you know? So that's how you have to kind of look at it. What I need to pickaxe. Got that.
I miss jujitsu. I wish my back wasn't so goddamn shitty, man.
Yeah, I mean, I wish I could roll every day. But luckily though, like, you know, because getting to brown eventually, like, I did start feeling, you know, kinks and stuff everywhere, and that's when I was a little bit more prone to injury. And luckily nothing ever serious happened, but definitely I would have days where I'm like, fuck, man, I'm feeling like everything is cracking and things are stiff. And taking that long time off really helped to like sort everything out.
Mm.
So now I don't I don't have any of those kinks anymore. Um, Even like a lot of things were happening with like my neck. I was like, fuck, man, I think I just,
Oh, really?
yeah, like, cause like when I roll, I use my head a lot, like almost as like
Yeah,
a
he's
third
like
arm.
another arm. Yeah, I noticed it when I rolled you.
Yeah, so I'm super active with my head, and then therefore like my neck is supporting, you know, my head as like a third arm, or like using it as like a tripod,
Hmm.
and therefore like it's easy to kink it, or like especially if I hadn't like stretched it out good. So I would have a lot of neck things happening,
Does
and
Phil still roll? You should fuck him up next time you see him for me.
I have videos of me,
Yeah, I know. I've seen
compilations of me, yeah, fucking fill up, yeah. But fun. You know why? Phil is fun to fuck up because he's hard headed in that way, like in the same way that he's hard headed about like the things that he says
such a
sometimes.
cocky person.
Yeah,
Such a
so
cocky
he's
person.
hard headed about he's just a spazzy roller, and so like it's easy to get his back or like trick him into a position sometimes because he's just so worried about, I don't know, just going at it at full force. So you can just kind of stay calm, and then I'll talk shit to him sometimes. Like I'll have his back and just be like, "Come
Yeah, I
on, Phil,
watched you
why do you
gas
give me
him
the
out
back?"
a couple times on your videos.
Yeah, yeah.
He
So
seems like he just goes full on like that's one of the things I think that's a total hindrance in jiu-jitsu too if you're trying not to lose. Like you shouldn't even be thinking about that in my opinion.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah.
That like ego based rolling, you know, like, oh, I'm gonna fuck this dude up or something. It's like, all right.
No, you should never, yeah, you should never go into it like that, because that's how you end up getting frustrated, and that's how you end up like wanting to get out of bad situations, because like you
Yeah.
feel like when that person like blows your mind, like, because like you're
Like
cocky and like kind of
if it
destroys your ego, and
loses,
like,
though, yeah, but I feel like you fuck up more if like you're trying, like, you know, like you said, you get frustrated and then you start making more mistakes.
right, that's pretty much what happens. Yeah, like, because like you don't want to ever be in that bad position, and like your ego doesn't allow you to be on the bottom or whatever,
Yeah.
because like you feel defeated already just by like if the person gets you in a relatively bad position. But in jiu-jitsu, like a lot of positions really aren't bad. You know, you're on your back or you're in a certain position. As long as like, you know, the guy can't do anything, then you're just kind of chilling and waiting for him to make a move.
But I feel like the amount of gas that they waste trying, like, you know what I mean, like trying to keep you on their back, you're just whittling them down at that point.
That's my strategy for every big guy that I roll with, because every big guy as well, like sometimes we'll have cops or like certain people like that train, and like they're, you know, they can be a little bit more cocky, or they really don't want to be restrained, right? And so
They're like, you know, I'm an officer.
I mean, you know, luckily everyone's like super humble and stuff, but like there's certain things that come out of people, right? Like as you're rolling, like you can kind of feel like this guy, you know, because of the position he's in, he probably doesn't want to, like, he's probably thinking of like a real life situation, right? So sometimes they and
them, like as officers, you know what I mean, like being in a position where it's like, oh no, like you can be bitch made in seconds.
well, I mean, I've rolled with pretty big guys, you know, and I've you know, done just that, where like I pinned them down and then they can't get up. You know, that's always a shitty situation where you get pinned down and the guy's smaller and lighter than you, and you can't necessarily get up. You know what I mean?
Be so frustrating, especially for like a person like. Now, don't get me wrong. If you started in jiu-jitsu and then became a cop, I think it'd be different. But I'm saying, like, for people, like, let's say you get a white belt that's a police officer, he's probably like, this can't be happening. I'm a police officer, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it's not even, it's that, yeah, it's the, this can't be happening, and it's also the, like, the realistic, like thinking of it as, like, a real life situation, you know? Because I'm sure that, like, that cop is like, well, if this happened in real life, this is what I would do. And then all of a sudden it's happening in real life, and it's not going the way that they imagined.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And now they're like, fuck, like, okay. and they tend to like, and that's where like they get tired out, because they tend to want to get out that situation quickly, because in a real life street scenario, and like a perk can't just have you down for a while. You have to quickly restrain him or do something about it. You know what I mean? So in jiu-jitsu, we tend to you know, let time pass and kind of wait for a counterplay if we're in a bad position.
Right. But like, yeah, their reaction, they can't allow that.
Yeah, they can't allow that. You can't just kind of sit on the floor, and the guy might have a weapon or a knife or some shit, and so they have to
take your gun.
Or take your gun.
That's always the one that scared me, is like that was scary for me to think about, like as a police officer, you know, like that's a weapon until it's not yours anymore.
Yep. Exactly. So it's definitely, but it's a fucking great skill to have as a police officer to even just be a blue belt. You know what I mean? Like, because
100%. Well, like I think Rogan talks about that shit all the time too, where it's like, you don't, like, you need to know how you're gonna react and fight, like that you're not gonna go into fight or flight. You know what I mean? Like you have to be able to stay calm. I think, you know, the officers that are practitioners are probably just better officers, period.
Yep.
Being able, because they've been humbled before too, you know, so it's not just that ego, I am the law bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. Like the sport itself humbles you as a person, whoever you are, but yeah, that definitely and it gives you this extra piece of confidence, because the other thing I say about like why police officers need to learn jiu-jitsu is because I think sometimes officers can be not as confident with a physical alteration, and so they're quicker to draw a weapon. You know what I mean? So yes, if you don't feel like you can handle it physically, or the guy's bigger than you, you're gonna draw a weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yep.
And so that's that whole scared thing. It's like if, you know, you have a soldier that's never been in a live fire area, you know, they could just freeze up. You never know like what's gonna happen until you're in that position.
Exactly.
But I think that's what I like about jiu-jitsu, is like you know, it's like a dry run almost of like that physicality and being in that position.
Dude, that it's the only sport, and that's why I love it. Cause like, especially because doing boxing before, I in boxing you always when you spar, unless you're in a real boxing match, you're always sparring, and you're never really sparring at like 100%, right? You're always like, all right, let's spar, meaning that like let's kind of go at 50%.
Yeah.
And jiu-jitsu is the only sport in which like you can really go
Go
100%.
full clip. Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Yep.
And so like once you're in that arm bar and it's like stretched out and like you just tap because you're caught, but like to get to that arm bar you had to go at 100% and test out your skills.
And your
So
cardio and everything. Like, there's so much that goes into that.
exactly. So it's such a good fucking sport to know.
Well, it's definitely the best workout too I think I've ever done in my life, like by
Oh
far.
yeah.
You are the most tired after rolling for 5 minutes or whatever, or even 3 rounds of 5 minutes when you're
Uh,
switching partners and shit. That is
100%.
exhausting more than any
100%, bro.
exercise or program or anything.
Yep. That's
Because you're
100%, bro.
you're using like not only all your cardio, but you're using your muscles too, and it's like balancer muscles, so they're often ones that aren't used as often. You're not just doing tries and back and shit, and
Yeah.
then simultaneously someone's trying to choke the life out of you. you know?
Yep. Yep. It's such a crazy workout.
Yeah, it's awesome.
All right, I'm gonna level up my base. Ring the horn.
I'm coming. Set it down there. Shit, my brand's base now. Dude, this hardwood shit is so fucking hard to find.
I just got lucky and found some hardstone. You know what
Yeah.
the devs reconfirmed that like they were like, yeah, for hardstone and hardwood, like go to a zone, yeah, especially like PvP, and then just kind of mine all the wood and rock so that it just reappears.
Yeah. I just feel like they need to slightly up the drop or the respawn rate of it.
Yeah,
'Cause
I'm still in for that like RNG.
Yeah, me too. But it's like, dude, like when like my base is at level 13, and it's like every level now, it's like it needs 50 hardstone, and the wood I feel is at a better respawn rate. Either that or people just are cut down more trees or something. I don't know, but
Yeah. Oh, level 7. Nice. Alright, what can I do now? I need to be able to make more storage because I'm running out of storage. Oh, can I make stone walls?
I don't use those
Yes.
boxes anymore.
Dude, finally I can know. I had so much stone which was taking up my storage, so now I could just make stone walls. So I'll just do that. Jesus Christ. Did you move to a rare zone, or are you still leveling up your base?
No, I'm 13. My base is right below yours.
Oh shit, yeah, okay. So wait, what's the max on? You haven't hit the max yet?
Don't know. Yeah, I can go to 14 now. It hasn't stopped me.
Oh shit.
But yeah, like right now I need 50 hardstone
Ooh.
and 75 hardwood. So like I have
damn.
47, but it just keeps getting taller and taller order.
Imagine getting to like an ancient.
Yeah.
Like, once you go to rare, then you got to get to epic, then you got to get to ancient.
I want like that's the unfortunate thing is I wish I was able to keep some of my progress after this playtest is over.
Yeah.
Sucks.
Well, you're going to keep some character progress, I believe, right?
I don't know.
I think that mentions something with your character you're gonna keep, or they're gonna give you something for your character, but not like you're not gonna keep your items and whatnot.
Items I don't mind as much about. It's mostly just building the base along the way.
Yeah, pretty sure we're gonna lose that, but everything else. What did I want to do here? Build. What do I need for this? Oh, I need metal.
I'm almost at 5,000 walkers.
Damn, bro. Metal. Where is it? Okay. Oh, I can't even. You're already at the maximum. Oh, I gotta be at 8. Jesus. All right. Well, I can build at least. Hold up. I gotta be level 8 to make stone. God damn it, bro. That sucks.
Oh no. Does your base doesn't need hardstone yet, does it?
No, yeah, it did. It did.
Oh, it
Yeah.
does. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't remember what level it started at.
I think it's 6.
Mm.
Okay, I can make this. What else do I need? Basic picks. I need an advanced pick. All right, give me this. I wish there was a skill that increase your, or like maybe like a backpack that you can get to increase your like
For more
personal inventory.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's true. That is kind of annoying.
Yeah, some way to upgrade
That's
that.
that's what they should be doing though with like the crafting. You know what I mean? Like you make your clothes and shit. Like you should be able to craft a backpack.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Let's see. What do I need? Wood. Advanced pick. What else? And katanas. Okay.
Man, I used to think finding enough metal was hard, and now that's like fucking cakewalk.
Yeah, for real. That shit's easy.
First is finding hardwood and hard rock.
Oh, God. Alright, I'm just gonna get rid of all this fucking stone. I need that or that. Alright, boom, 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 boom.
You been putting all those tools in your box?
What tools are we talking about?
Like the tools that you can make, you know, like the screwdriver and shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. All right, let's see. Now I need heartstone. Just need to go somewhere where there are no people.
Actually, you want people.
Oh, because they're mining the.
Correct. Yeah, the more people doing that, the better better chance you have of finding something.
Okay.
So like when I know I found the most when it was the mineral like you know event going on. People were just mining the shit out of everything. I was finding it like every like 2 minutes I'd find one.
Ooh, did I just find hardstone again? Hell yeah. Yes, I did.
You son of a bitch.
Woo! Nice. You can mine hardstone for a while. Jesus. Oh, nice. We got a solo and an alliance XP challenge.
Oh, my katana just popped. That's cool.
I was watching like some screenshots from the game developer conference, and there's a lot of Web3 companies out there. Every big player's out there. Polygon, Avalanche, Gala.
I think like if they made a game, like dude, I just feel like they should, some of these games they should just buy up that people don't really play anymore and just add blockchain to them, and they would be the dopest. Like if someone, if they bought Destiny, you know, Destiny 2, which the franchise has kind of been like floundering. They just had another like expansion that came out. It was not well received. But they would make, like, if they just added crypto and blockchain to that game, it would be the fucking best.
Yeah. A lot of people are
It's basically like an MMO, but it's like the game's all like Halo, you know, like you have like shields and stuff, and then
yeah. I played I used to play the first Destiny.
Oh, okay. I played a lot of Destiny too. I didn't play the first one.
Yeah. I'm gonna go farm metal parts and chemicals to build some higher level katanas and rifles. What level weapons can you guys use?
I can use any, but does he have? He must have NFTs, right?
Or no? Are you maxed out for your
on melee weapons?
Yeah.
I'm on 6.
Oh shit! I didn't know I had all these points.
How do you make more though, or how do you make the higher ones? Don't you need the NFTs? Because it literally says, if you look on the katana, or like when you go to make one, it shows like the like click on any melee weapon, and then you'll see it says odds. They're all 0% for the 1 star is 100%. But if you use the NFTs, you can get like a 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, or 5-star.
Interesting.
They're more powerful.
Ah, okay.
But I'm pretty sure that's how. Like, I gotta ask Brand. I'm gonna tell him to come to the Discord.
Sword training. 2 points. Yeah, because I think I can use up to level 7. All right, where's the hardwood, sir?
Josh, you should put in the alliance message. You should put your Discord handle in there, or your Discord channel.
Oh yeah, you're right. Brand Flood, welcome. Welcome.
Hey, Brand, is the way that you make the higher level, like the star, you know, weapons, is that you have to have NFTs to do that?
I don't think he can. He either not
he's
hear
not
us.
saying anything. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. If I'm off mic. I hear you. Oh.
Well, yeah. How do you make the weapon, like when you're talking about higher level katanas? Is that what you're referring to, like the stars?
I go to a place with epic and higher crafting stations.
But like, are you only able to make the, like, is essentially, I guess what I'm asking is, will my craft station be an epic craft station in an epic zone? Is that what you mean? And oh, okay. So does that someone that has an NFT? Okay, so yeah, okay, so it is. So you're using other people's NFT stations to make shit? Or do you actually have the NFT?
No, it's using other people's. I mean, because normally the way it would work, like you would have to pay, I guess, dead coin to use someone else's.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Is are those profitable? Like, are they making dead coin right now when you're using? Like, are you having to use your dead coin to craft?
I don't think you use it as of now. Level 3 to 5 doesn't break easily, and the guns and katanas do more damage.
Yeah, I assume that much. I don't spend anything, use their stations. Oh, but it will be, right? Like, if they have a station, that's you're gonna have to spend dead coin to.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the other thing too. Like they need to. I mean, for the most part, like we've been playing all this time, and like I haven't found that much of a need to go to someone else's station. You know what I mean? This whole time.
Yeah.
So they need to make it so that it's just more attractive to do or something.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, the stronger weapons is better, but if you're one or two shotting zombies, that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they just need to. I don't know what they need to do. I'm overbuilding katanas that break super easily.
Yeah, they do, but you also pick up a shitload of metal and stuff. Like, it's not hard to keep crafting. I make like 3 at a time.
Yeah. So either they need to like down the amount of metal that you can get, or I guess certain supplies. But then I don't know. You need a certain balance, like so that it's not frustrating. Cause like finding certain materials, if it's too frustrating, it's just like fuck. Like you're not getting enough of that dopamine hit of when like something gets upgraded. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like that Eternal Paradox game, I was so fucking addicted. Like I was playing it for like 3 days straight, like staying up late playing it because like it has
Eternal
such
Paradox?
an addicting like loop.
Which one's that?
That's the mobile game that it's on Playtest right now. It's that 4X game, but like every fucking second something is getting upgraded or finished building, and so like you keep getting these like dopamine hits of like, all right, next thing to upgrade, next thing to upgrade, and so it's just it's that loop that like catches you and makes it addicting. But like and that's why I feel like with this game, if it takes too long, you almost like
That's how I feel about this Hearthstone bullshit right now.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Like I was on for like 3.5 hours just to find enough Hearthstone earlier today for my level 13. It's like, yo, that's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. Unless maybe they do, like maybe if they had like, I don't know, almost like you can have your own little shop, like no, I don't know if that would work. I was gonna say like people could have little vendor shops or something, or like with their excess material.
They should make it so that you could take regular stone and turn like, I don't know, 100 of them into one Hearthstone.
Oh yeah, that'd be cool too. Like you know? Maybe that's like a station that you get to use, you know, and that would be a good thing to pay money on.
That's exactly right. People would definitely use that. You know, if that was a station, they would pay through the nose to not have to go out and fucking get all that shit.
Yeah.
Stupid spawn points.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah, because I would fucking just be like, yeah, you know what, fucking, I have because I right now have so much stone that I'd be like, yeah, I just convert all this.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, fucking yes, I found some goddamn.
Even if they made it really hard, like, I don't know, it takes 1,000 to make 10 or something, that's fine, you know?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that would still take you quite a bit of time to mine it all.
You know what? Because not only when you're mining all this, because like you're breaking stone so that hard stone will RNG in, right? But not only are you gathering all this extra stone that essentially might not need, but like if you can convert it, now it also makes sense. Like you're doing 2 positive actions.
Right.
Mm-hmm. How much do I need? I need to find another.
Oh, Josh, the other thing is too, did you notice on your map that you can see your dead spot? You have to unclick the little eyeball. It's default to off, which is fucking stupid.
Wait a second, what?
If you hit your map and go to your the legend on the bottom left, like it shows, unclick the one where it says death and allied death, and you could see where you died at. It's so fucking stupid that they default that off. That's the dumbest shit ever.
Wow, that's fucking hilarious.
You know what I mean? It's just stupid.
Oh man. What is this? I need this. We got metal. All right, I need metal for that. Wood. Crafting. 1, 2. And Okay, good to go. All right, I just need one more hardwood tree.
I can give you one hardwood if you need it. I still need a ton of it. So.
I don't need. I need more than one hardwood, but I mean.
How much do you need?
Let me see. Where's my base? Oh, no, I need a lot. I need like what is that? 18 pieces of hardwood.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Nah, I got it. I'll find it. At least it's not hardstone, so I could easily fucking spot this shit. Let's go chopping. Tree chopping. This game is a 4X. It's just a hack and slash version of a 4X. We're building bases, gathering resources, improving our combat damage, building guilds. Yeah, but it's slower pace compared to like what Eternal Paradox is kind of what I was getting at. Like Eternal Paradox just rewards that dopamine hit quicker.
I think you have to too if you want people to keep playing through monotony.
Yeah. They need to add like a bigger goal besides just kind of getting your base to a rare. So like they definitely need like some world events or like random bosses or something, and then yeah, more of a reward hit or more often.
I think all the weapons should be like stronger. Personally, like the assault rifle, shotgun, handgun, crossbow, all of them are dog shit as far as damage versus like the katana.
Yeah, they need to make them
like,
stronger.
If you go into the level 3 zone, it will take you a lot of rounds to get a zombie kill. It's not fucking worth it.
Yep. Yeah, you're right. So yeah, those need to be stronger. Maybe what you do is maybe they're harder to make, but then you make them way stronger. Because like it should be harder to make fucking an assault rifle, but it should be a big payoff so that like it should be like, oh shit, that guy has a fucking assault rifle. Then that way when you go to PvP, the fucking guy with a stick doesn't kill you.
Guy with a stick.
Yeah. Guy just goes and does the stun trick and then dead.
Hang on one sec, Josh. Wipe just now.
Yep.